Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. It's time for some Game Master prep. I didn't need it last week because, as you saw in the episode, everybody was just hanging out. We're hanging out in Philos, causing our own trouble. They didn't need me to be prepared to cause trouble for them, but I think we need to do a little prep because it's going to be time to leave Philos in the next episode, and so I should start thinking about what lies between here and the hawk in hiding. So if you are not caught up on E03, our ongoing Zweihander campaign, there may be some minor spoilers along the way, right? We might end up spoiling the first couple of episodes. But if you either don't care about that or you are caught up, welcome. Hello. Thank you. Come on in. I got to get ready for this next episode. So this GM prep takes place between episodes 3 and 4 of our ongoing Zweihander game. And I will be prepping some stuff for that next bit. But I think this is the part where we think structurally. I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of NPC generating necessarily today. Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it, shall we? Because I think there's some discussion to be had and some sort of figuring out to be done. So here's kind of where we're at right now, right? In the first 2 episodes, we saw the introduction of the premise. We saw the getting to know the characters a little bit, right? We got to know each of the characters a little. And then they got assigned what's going to eventually be their mission for the rest of the campaign. It is the progress of the rest of the game. And I think my intention is for this to be diamond shaped. We've talked about this about 1 billion times. So when I talk about a narrative being diamond shaped, what I mean is there is a specific, I'll do a shitty Adam Coble drawing for you. There's a specific beginning, right? And there is a specific conclusion. In our case, the beginning is the introduction of the characters. This is episode 1, introduction of the characters, introduction of the setting and all that. And then at the other end, we have the confrontation with the bad guy, right? This is the end. Confrontation with the bad guy. Now, a very aggressive railroad would look like this. One beginning, one ending, event, done, right? That's a typical kind of no freedom campaign. What I'd like this game to be is something a little more like this. Whoop. Whoop. And then like so. Which is to say that the further towards the goal they get, at least initially, the more options they have, right? The more stuff that could happen. So as we are tracking our way through the diamond-shaped narrative, it might look like this, right? But it might also look like this, right? So as they move, they're making decisions about the narrative, but all points end here and all points begin here, right? We're about here now. So as we go, I want them to have more and more options about how they proceed towards their goal, but after a certain point, we're going to be rushing towards denouement. We're going to be rushing towards the end. Now, this isn't the same structure. I don't mean that this isn't rising action, right? This isn't like the game gets more intense and then it tapers off. The arc of intensity is very much like this, right? Beginning, I guess we kind of dip out like that at the end, but ultimately the intensity is going to look a lot more like that, right? Regardless of what path. I want intensity to be tracked slightly differently. So the idea here is that we think about not necessarily what gets plotted along the way, right? If we start here, the beginning, and we end at the ending, our job is not to guess what points the players will engage and try to get them through there. The point is to imagine what that space might contain so that we are prepared to respond whatever path the players take, right? So really the way that we do that is through understanding adversity, right? Understanding that ending and looking at what pressure it puts back. What have we placed in terms of obstacles? Because that's the thing, right? if we're getting from the beginning to the end, whether we go straight, whether we go down that way, whether we go up this way, along the way, each thing will regard obstacles. They will see them and they will need to get over these obstacles along the way. And so our job is to figure out what the obstacles are and what tools our antagonist has to prevent them from achieving their goal. So again, my approach here is an antagonist first kind of approach. So what I want to do is I want to think about the bad guy and the ways in which the bad guy is protecting himself from the kinds of things that the players are going to try to do. And then all I have to do is put those in front of the players and let them jump over them. I never have to put myself in a position to be responsible for forward momentum. My job is simply to present obstacles and to be curious about how my players are going to overcome or overtake those obstacles, right? So that's where I'm going to start, and we're going to kind of work our way back from that, and we'll see how that lands us. Again, we're taking, as always, a Kevin Crawford style approach to prep. I need to prep only what I need for the next episode, and then anything else beyond that is personal interest. So let's talk about the Hawk. Not you, Siri. Let's talk about the Hawk, shall we? So here's my prep sheet. Here's everybody's alignment. This section is going to be the same for all of my prep. Things that I want to offer my players in exchange for engaging with their alignment, right? Down below, I'm going to answer, what are my goals for the session? What is any old business I need to work from? What are my stakes questions for the episode? And then what do I need to make this episode work? And that's where we're going to start talking about Prince Maximiliano Esperine, aka the Hawk in Hiding. So let's go back and let's talk about session goals. So my goal for this session is ensure the characters have an opportunity to research, plot, and plan, right? So in that case, think about people, places, and organizations in Phylos that might be able to give them a chance to learn more about their quarry, right? Because that's what's going to be the thing. They're going to start asking questions. That is my goal for this session. Make sure they have the opportunity to research, plot, and plan, but also make sure to maintain a sense of pressure, right? Don't let them spend forever planning. The Hawk in Hiding has his own plans and his own agenda, right? Nothing just sits there doing nothing, right? So the Hawk in Hiding is well connected. He's got a lot going on. If we think about it, let's think about it this way, right? While the players might begin at the beginning and end at the ending, the Hawk is pushing backwards because this adversary at the end, he's got his own shit going on. So we'll talk about building a good adversary. We'll talk about designing an adversary with a plan. We'll think about that. And we'll talk about, because fundamentally this is an NPC question, right? And we'll get to that in a second. So that's another thing for the goal. Make sure to maintain a sense of pressure. Ensure they have the opportunity to research, plot, and plan. I imagine Act 1, I think what I might want is to have like an Act 2 bang that says shit is happening, whether you're hanging out in Phylos or not, right? Something that says like, you got to get back into business, right? Go do things. So isn't there a how to run in Main Gauche? That's for conspiracies. Yeah. Some hot clocks. Yeah. So there is some conspiracy stuff. If we look at, I don't think I have Main Gauche open. Give me a second. There is a thing, but it's more for like understanding and digging up conspiracies. And this isn't really a conspiracy. This is a pretty straightforward, like, go get the bad guy and bring them back type situation. The conspiracy is more like political intrigue and that kind of thing, which I'm not interested in for this arc of the game necessarily. Yeah. But good to have it open as a framework. So what I want to do here is just think about, let's put all our focus on the Hawk himself, right? What is his deal? Who does he have around him? What enemies and allies does he have? Let's use this opportunity to build an adversary, right? So I've talked about this a bunch. There are a couple of things that I want to do regarding the Hawk, right? So what we know is he is a cousin of the king. He's technically a prince, right? He was in exile before all this stuff happened. And now he's back in town or in the vicinity with some foreign friends. So we're going to need to talk about, and I'm actually going to start a relationship map because this, I think, will help me. This will help me understand the relationship between the Hawk in hiding and any of his potential allies or enemies or whatever, right? So we will put that together as we go. So the things that are important for me in understanding this particular NPC, right, and understanding the Hawk in hiding, what's important to me is that we do the three things that we need to know, right? Three things are the only amount of things that about an NPC that anybody's going to be able to remember. No one's going to remember 17 things. Nobody wants a whole biography. We just need three significant things about this character, right? So I think the things that matter most about Prince Maximiliano are not that he likes falconry. They're not that he, is handsome. None of that really matters. I think the things that really matter for this guy, as far as the game goes right now, is that he is well connected outside normal royal influence circles, right? He has unusual friends for who he is, which is what allowed him to survive, right? He's relied on those friends, but he's well connected, and he's well connected outside of what you would expect an exile prince to have available to him, right? He is significant enough, and that's fiscally, corporeally. He's significant enough. He matters, right? Corporeally, etc. Significant enough to pose a threat to the Illuminated Masters. He is a threat. He matters. He's not nobody. That's the other thing. And then the third thing is he is, and I think for right now, I think the third thing that we need to remember about the Hawk in hiding is that he is unscrupulous in private, regardless of public behavior, right? So when we're creating an adversary, right, the most important thing I think about creating somebody who is in opposition to the characters is one of two things, right? So when creating an adversary, adversarial intent. So what we need to think about is one of two things, and you can help me kind of decide based on what you think that is true about the Hawk in hiding. So he's either, right, possessed of an understandable intent, but achieves that intent with an abhorrent approach, or possessed of an abhorrent approach or an abhorrent intent, but his approach is understandable. So he either has to want something that the players themselves probably want, right? Where they're like, yes, we want that too, but the way you're getting it is terrible. Or they have to be like, the thing you want is terrible, but the way you're getting to it is actually beneficial. So the way I think about the Hawk in hiding is that either he, like, the easy thing is just to make him lawful evil and say he wants something beneficial to himself. He wants peace, right? This is a classic villain that, like, I only want peace for the kingdom, and to achieve peace, I will commit genocide, right? Okay, peace is good, genocide bad, right? But inversely, it's I want genocide, but my pursuit of it requires peace first. So one of these two things, and I think this ties into kind of what does he want, right? We're trying to answer that question. So I think probably what he wants is to restore, let's see, to restore the old nobility. Maybe not. Maybe he wants to restore the peace and prosperity of Esperine, right? With himself as the leader, as the sole leader. So basically what we have now in the setting is we have this kind of faltering pseudo-democracy, right? We have this vanguardist democracy that they've built. But what he wants is basically fascism. He wants to become the fascist leader of Esperine, emperor forever. And he knows he doesn't want to return either. He wants to be like, listen, I understand the nobility are bad. They're bad and wrong, but I'm different, right? Which is why I think he's got it's not a return, it's something new, right? He considers himself a benevolent dictator, right? Sole leader, a benevolent dictator who understands the struggles of the people of Esperine. Yeah, right? And then how will he get it, right? Because again, that's the other question. How's he gonna get what he wants? I think this is the like murder and like how. Okay, so we know that he's out in exile. He's building his power base. Is his intent to march on the city and fight it with an army, or I know, a combination of I think he's made an alliance, right, with the Grendel, and will use his new Beastman army to overthrow the Illuminated Masters and seize control. Yeah, Beastmen. Beastmen is how. He's made a chaos deal. Yeah, of course, right? We don't want to go too complicated. So yeah, I think he's made some new friends, made an alliance with the Grendel, and he's promised them that he's gonna like let them go and rampage through the city. That's the plan. And then whoever lives, he will then use his new Grendel army to seize control and become the benevolent dictator. Perfect. Okay. So let's start coming up with the support network of the old hawk here. So what we know is Prince Maximiliano, and if you've watched me do GM prep before, you know how much I love these maps. This is draw.io. It's a very useful tool for doing this very same thing. Well, remember, his intent is what is public, and I think that the players, there should be a moment where he doesn't let on this part, right? So we do a little enemy of my enemy is my friend situation where it's like he recognizes the hypocrisy. Can I spell this? Hypocrisy of the Illuminated Masters and the creepy cult nature of the Smile family, and opposes both, right? Pretends to be lawful while making deals with chaos, right? Pretends to serve order while making deals with chaos. Yeah. And so that's the deal. Like, when the players go looking into it, they might learn from people who are allies with him that like, no, he sees what we struggle with. He sees the problems that we are having. Maybe we don't know that he keeps this alliance a secret, right? But we'll talk about that, right? So the other thing that'll continue throughout the game is the hawk in hiding front, right? Countdown clock. And we'll get to that in a minute. But this is all Maximiliano. This is all his stuff. So let's continue up here. So there's the prince. He is, let's see here. The Hawk in Hiding. That's his title. And he is the last prince of Esperine. It's a little smaller. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So there's our dude. Now, we had talked about how he has other allies, like a priest of, what do we say for this one? He has like the former bishop of Esperine, maybe, or like the Archbishop of Esperine, some clergy member that joined him and will be his buddy. So let's see here. We have it listed, I think, as right, Italy, Germany, and the Pope. So he has a foreign ally. He has a clergy member as an ally. And then, of course, in secret, he has the leader of a clan of Grendel. So these are his main allies. So we need a foreign ally. We need somebody local that is a buddy of his. And then in secret, he has this connection to the Grendel clan. Yeah, so Grendel are satyr-like. Actually, I can just show you because they have art. Let's take a look. You want to see the Grendel? Not to be confused with the Grundle. Yeah, so beastmen, right? Satyr-like creatures, centaurs, horsemen, goat people, etc. Right? So he's made a deal with these creatures. Yeah, I mean, I could also choose orcs. I could choose Skurzak. I think the thing with the Skurzak though is that they're more like an internal threat. He's an exile, so he would have met barbarians, right? Yeah. So okay. So let's see. He's got a clergy member ally, and the idea is that these are things the players can find out, right? So a foreign ally who shares the same essential problem, which is that he was also deposed. So let's make this his lover. So this can be, we need a term that's, do you want to reserve the lizard folk for the eliminate? That's a whole other thing. But what I need here is like his foreign ally who is like not a princess, but like a duchess, and she's like a chaos sorceress or something, right? Like maybe she introduced him to the Grendel. Maybe she knows about the connection. So we need a name and a title for this lady, and I want it to sound like she's a Marquesa or something. I think she probably has like a cool title, like the Weeping Rose. The Weeping Rose, let's come up with that name here. Random name generator. And let's make her, she's not Catalan, Portuguese, and Spanish. That's Esperine. So maybe let's make her, maybe like Dutch. Something like that. Like, yeah. Cause that's what Vander is, right? Like the Vander's got kind of that vibe to it. Do I not have an option for, oh, there it is, Dutch. Okay. And let's give her a random same. Duchess Yancey. Lisanne is pretty good. Danish is good too. Yeah, let me add that to the list as well. Ooh, Carolina. Carolina's an awesome name. And maybe the Weeping Rose is something else. Maybe because we do have a rose in another game. So The Weeping Widow? Yeah, that's good. There we go. Her husband died mysteriously. Okay, so the Weeping Widow, her name is Carolina. Let's say Duchess Carolina. Van Houten, Yonkers, Vogel. Ooh, Vogel's pretty good. Wilms, Schuyler, Vrooman. Ooh, von Allsburg. That's pretty good. I like that. Carolina von Allsburg. I'm going to use the Von instead of the Van. So Duchess Carolina. My formatting is all screwy. I'm just going to set it to normal. There we go. It's better. There we go. Okay. Heading 1, normal. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so this should be Duchess Carolina von Allsburg. Okay, and then she is AKA the Weeping Widow. And then this I can include because this is a diagram of everyone connected to him. So I'll just put that as the note, right? As they are connected. Okay, lover and foreign ally. Okay, and then we have, and now that I have this proper formatting, I'm just going to use that. And just, all right. So let's come up with a cool, badass Grendel name. Gore something. I was just thinking Gore Howl, but like something like something heavy metal and kind of like, yeah, with like hoof or horn or something in it. Iron tusk, iron gore, gore. Yeah, right. Gore Howl, like, seems, Biff Longsteel. Jotun means giant, right? Let's do that. Let's call him Jotun. Oh, I like Jotun Old Blood. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. So here, let's do this and then go. Jotun Old Blood. War Lord of the, what should we call their clan? The Bloodhorn clan? Yeah, Jotun is translated to giant, but it's a bit wrong. Yeah, but that's okay. I think this is a fine stand-in. It's like naming someone Earl, right? Like Warlord of the Goretooth clan, or I mean they're all horns, right? So this is like just some classic like World of Warcraft shit, like name your clan. Yeah, something hoof, blood. See, blood hoof's already taken. Everything is Gore Howl. Yeah. Ironhorn. I want it to be like the Torn Skull clan or something. Like something really, really like bloody like that. Severed Entrail clan. Oh, that's pretty good. I like Broken Spine. Yeah, let's go with that for now. The Broken Spine clan. Yeah, because they like to take their prisoners, break their back, and then wait until they die. Like just let them die slowly after being paralyzed like that. Ooh, nasty. Okay, cool. And then yeah, the Duchess, and then we have father, right? This is the deposed archbishop, right? So And they need a Spanish name because they're from there, or are Spanish inclusive. So let's see. Spanish, Catalan, and Portuguese is what I've been going with. Ronaldo. Ooh, I like Ronaldo. Father Ronaldo. I need a name. I need a word in Spanish that means like benevolent. I think Octavio as a middle name is good. Ronaldo Octavio Benevolente, like something like that. Let me get Spanish translation. Let's go like benevolent. Benevolente, right? Like there's gonna be a lot of that. El Tipo is pretty good. Yeah, Bueno is way too easy, right? Oh, what is of God in De Dios, right? So yeah, okay, here we go. Octavio, Ronaldo Octavio de, and then it's of but of like because he worships the Emperor of Man, right? That's the old religion. So let's take a look. What is of the Virgin in Spanish? De la Virgen. Yeah, okay. I need one that's not just an English word, but let's see here. Paladins, Godsworn. He definitely doesn't know about the alliance with the Grendel yet. Salvador is good. Yeah, right, because it's person salvator, right? Person who is of salvation, right? Salvacion. Yeah, Salvador is good. I like that. Okay. And what is the savior in what's the I'm from Canada. My French would be a lot easier. So what is Father Ronaldo Octavio the savior? How would we translate that? Is it El Salvador? Okay, cool. Problem is that El Salvador is a place, it's a country. Father Ronaldo Octavio El Salvador. Yeah, that's It's too much like real life, so I need to Ronaldo de la Merced. Oh, because Mercedes means like mercy, right? The Redeemer, El Redentor. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Father Ronaldo Octavio El Redentor. Yeah, let's de la Mercedes good too. Of the mercy. Ronaldo Octavio de la Merced. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I like that. And he is Papa Octavio, right? A deposed member of the clergy who fled. Okay. Cool. All right. So we have connection there. Yeah, connection here. We got one over there. And all of this. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then these are all people. Then they control groups. And so the groups in this case are a handful of priests of the God Emperor. And I'm going to just call them faithful. Right? Ones who escaped with him and they serve him. And then we have the Broken Spine clan. Here we go. Beep. So got those boys, and then I'm gonna call these her servants. She has the Cadre of Tears, and these are assassins and honor guard. So they're like her personal goons, and they work for her. There's only a few of them, but her Cadre of Tears are like her special like people. I see her as a kind of spy master to his new thing. Now let's define their relationships, right? Oop, that's not what we want. I wanna right there we go. So they're lovers. Why did that was weird. There we go. Okay, so they're lovers. This is, I think their relationship. They're also lovers. Yeah. Like it's just his personal priest, right? This one's more complicated because he doesn't know about this relationship. So this is a secret relationship, and I think it's probably actually both ways and not just one. Yeah. Is this reverse evil advisor? Yeah, like kind of. Like, I mean, he's a bad guy. Father Ronaldo is not a good dude. So let me type on this list. Come on. Oh, you fucking thing. Normally, you just type. All right, fine. And they are like confidant and confessor, like that kind of thing, right? Like because he's faithful, I think, kind of. He's hypocritical, right? We know that about him, where he acts like he's a loyal member of the church, but secretly he's making deals with chaos. Yeah, exactly. So this is a tense relationship. I'm not really sure why it's not letting me add text to this, but it might be because it's just a vertical line. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, it might be too close. Something like that. Anyway, that's fine. And then we have so this makes up the camp of Prince Maximiliano. So I guess now that we understand, let's add to these NPCs Duchess Carolina von Augsburg, right? Because we need to do that. And then we'll figure out her 3 things. All right, a foreign princess, like a foreign member of the nobility, a foreign noble. Who has fallen in with the hawk. We also know that she is cruel. A cruel mistress, hateful, and black-hearted. My vibe for her is like she's a bit femme fatale, but mostly she's like Duchess. She's like a Bathory, right? Kind of a Bathory figure. I think she has made the prince more evil, but also he was evil to begin with. I think the two of them make each other worse. Yeah. Cruel mistress, hateful and black-hearted. Commands a cadre of assassin cultists. Yeah. So who does she secretly worship? Who's her chaos god of choice? Right? Because I think she definitely knows a spell or two. I do wonder, like, it feels a little tropey in the sense that it's like evil sorceress and like former I don't know. I can't decide. I gotta think on it a little bit. It might be tropey enough. as long as I don't one note her as like, I'm an evil seductress. Like, clearly, Prince Maximiliano's problems are his own. I don't want her to be like a corrupter. I want her to be a co-conspirator, right? An equal part in his villainousness. But yeah, let's look in Main Gauche because that's where the demon princes are, right? That's cool, goat-headed fuck. And she definitely introduced him to, yeah, to the others. So, or to the Grendel. So she knows them better than I think he does. Yeah, let me see. Oops. Fit page. There we go. I want one page at a time. There it is. Okay. Prince of Change, Prince of Decay. The Hell Furnace. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll back. So the demons are the Black Lodge. Silent and rotting, holds a terrible fate, manifests through the phase, haunting dirges to their fallen deities. It is depraved, vexing, and xenophobic. The Endless Gullet. I think it's a little too much for her. It's not quite what we're looking for. The Hell Furnace. Total annihilation of the self and body. Seems kind of a lot. The Outsider. And this is what, Malal? The anarchic, mutinous, nihilistic. I don't think that one fits either. Prince of Change, right? Which is our Zinch, essentially equivalent. Prince of Decay, which is Nurgle. I think Prince of Pleasure is like kind of on the nose. The 13. Oh, the Witch Queen. Narcissistic, vindictive, cold-hearted. I mean, the Witch Queen, if we want to go in on like the cold-ass boss bitch, I think the Witch Queen might be a good... That might be a good vibe. Pleasure and pain, cold and blood of frigid vengeance. Oh my god, is she just Elisandra? Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the Witch Queen. Yeah, I think that's our one. So serves a cadre of assassin cultists. They're not cultists, they're assassin. Commands a coven of assassin witches. There you go. Cool. All right. The Cadre of Tears. I'm going to change them to the Coven of Tears. They're like her evil Benny Gesserit. Oh my god, they must, the Duchess and the god, all of his allies probably hate each other, right? So like, check this out. These two hate each other. This guy doesn't really know them, but over here, these guys are friends. Yeah, I think that makes sense. That works. Okay, let me... there. Yeah, pretty safe to assume Father Ronaldo just hates everybody. But the hawk in hiding is the one holding them together. So... I guess something else that I can do here. So what I need is not so much locations, but information. Things that can be gained, right? What do we know? Rumors, information, and rumors. Things that the players could theoretically learn about the Hawk and what's going on, right? They definitely cannot learn right now about this connection. This is all secret, but they will learn some other things. And I think what I'll do is I'll nest them. Yeah. And I think that they're buddies for now, right? Like, hold on, let me redraw this. Just do that. So, like, they're friends for now, Carolina and Old Blood, right? They're buds, but that's because she wants to overthrow him. She has told the prince, hey, let's make a temporary alliance with the Broken Spine clan. The Broken Spine clan, you promised them some stuff in the future, but what we'll do is once we take Esperine over again, we'll just kick them out. We'll fuck them over, right? So she's working on a plan to get rid of Jotun. Jotun doesn't trust her, right? He's like, that nasty witch, right? And then the prince is like, yeah. He's trying to play everybody against everybody else. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So we'll figure out information and rumors in a second. Let's finish with the 3 things for each guy. So we also need to make a note of Jotun Old Blood. So Jotun. And he is leader of the Broken Spine Grendel clan. So what do we know about him? Ferocious warrior who earned his place with blood and steel. Let's see here. What else do we know about him? And I think the idea here is like he's old. He's an older dude. Like he's a gray fur, right? Let's take a look at what we know about. Let's go back and take a look at what we know about the Grendel, right? That might give us some information. So, Beastmen of the Woods, hybrids of man and beast. They have mutative wine. Their society is organized as a wolf pack called a wild hunt. The Grendel's place within the wild hunt is determined by how bestial they appear. Okay. So he's a Taurus. Okay, a ferocious Taurus warrior. Not a Scorpio. Okay. So he looks like that. He's one of these bad boys, so we know his base stats. Never-ending hedonism, performing raids for slaves, food, and wine. Right, okay. And then, so everyone in this structure is waiting to screw somebody else over, right? So Carolina, her end game is, and I guess let's make a note, right? Wants to rule over both Esperine and her own people, right? To rule over both Esperine and her own people with Prince Max at her side. That's what she wants. How will she get it? She will get it by manipulating the prince to abandon his church and Grendel allies at the last minute, and by utilizing her assassin's coven to take out their shared enemies. Because you know, as soon as Carolina figures out the PCs are on the way, they're gonna have to deal with the Cadre of Tears, right? Her coven are gonna come after them. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun encounter. And then Jotun, right, believes all civilization is a foolish mistake, and where there's a city, there ought to be a burning pile of rubble. Extremely chaotic evil, right? So he hates civilization. So what he wants, and again, he's going to try to screw everybody over. So wants to destroy Philos forever. In glory to his clan and to chaos, right? Pretty standard barbarian horseshit. How is he going to get that? Amassing his army alongside that of the prince until the final moments in which they will turn on their human allies and feast on their flesh. Right? So he's lying to them too. Okay, so that's great. That's what Jotun Oldblood wants. Let's talk about Papa. Let's talk about Papa Octavio. So Father Rinaldo Octavio de la Merced. Father Rinaldo Octavio de la Merced, aka Papa Octavio. 3 things we know about him, and just for the sake of proper formatting, let's make this a bulleted list. There we go. All right. There we go. So Papa Octavio, we know he is a deposed, he wasn't really deposed, a former high bishop of the God Emperor, fled the purges with church secrets and riches, right? He definitely fled with like a bunch of gold. Oh, he's the bank, which he uses to bankroll the hawk in hiding. Oh, of course. It's church money. It's stolen church money. And that's why they need Father Rinaldo. It's not spiritual benefit. It's that he's the guy that controls the coffers. Yeah. Okay. And what else? God, like, it would be so easy to make him like just like a gross pederast, but I think that's too easy. Right? Like, that's just it's so simple. But I think he's got secrets, right? Like, he's truly faithful, but like he's a medieval priest, but then we got to put a twist on him. What's the twist? And it can't be like secretly he's a bad priest. He's a good priest. I think we know that. Maybe he has yeah, I think he just is devoutly religious. Like, yeah, like I really want to stray away from like his secret crime is that he has a boyfriend, because the game, we already know that gender doesn't work in this game the same way it did in our history. So maybe he's just a nice guy. Maybe he is. Maybe that's the twist. I have enough. No, you know what? I have enough like really bad, scary, nasty religious dudes. I think he's just like actually kind-hearted and wants to help humanity. Like, he's actually a good guy. That's the twist. He's just kind of like, aha. Yes. So this is the flip, right? So if the prince wants a bad thing, if the prince wants a good thing for a bad reason, then Father Octavio wants a bad thing, which is the prince to take over, but for a good reason, because he thinks it's actually going to help. Yeah, he's just like a kind of like helpless guy who believes people and believes in the ultimate like true spark of humanity. He's trying to save the prince. Yeah. Okay, cool.